Tēnā koutou katoa, everyone, and welcome to another live stream, to another breakdown of Mucky Hope Productions. I'm your host, Mucky Hope, and oh my gosh, today we are joined by a lovely, lovely group of people. And as always, I'll start on the lovely lady on my right. She's wearing pink. I'm wearing like a kind of pink to match her vibe. But who can really match her vibe? Everyone, please welcome the great and wonderful, the delicious V.
Hello.
V, how's it going?
Hello. Look, I don't know who I need to speak to about the Traitors eliminating all my favorite people. Because I've never watched the challenge. I've never watched The Bachelor or Bachelorette or any of these. There are lots of people here I don't know. So I don't feel good today, to be honest. I don't feel good. But anyway, as we go on.
I 100% agree with you, V, which is why I feel like we needed some emotional support. Which is why we've got this next lovely lady joining us. You know, we did the Amazing Race all together, and every time we talked, like I just felt so much happier. My last name is Hope, but I really only felt hope when talking to this beautiful lady. So everyone, please welcome the amazing Michelle. Michelle, how are you?
Oh wow, what an introduction. Oh my God. Yeah, well, I'm just chilling at the moment in life. You know, holidays, being a teacher, I'm doing absolutely nothing. This is like the biggest thing in my week. Like, just this podcast.
I mean, that is the lifestyle, right? You know, you just chill at home, just, you know, do everyday kind of stuff. And then, we've got a podcast.
Yeah. I'm here this week. I'm actually not like still watching episode 3 thinking that I was another hour to go, but yeah.
Oh yeah, when I saw that message come through, I was like, oh no, gosh, I should have been more clear on time. I don't know, but yeah. I'm so sorry about that, Michelle, but I'm so happy you're finally here. But you know, it was a really tough week once again this week, so I feel like we needed even more emotional support. So everyone, please welcome our Traitors expert and one of the most positive guys I know. We might have caught COVID. It is Sam Smith.
Yay!
Woo!
I believe I started my own wahey right there, so that's cool. I noticed that. Did you call V Valacious?
That's not a word, I don't think.
I was trying to say like delicious, but starting with V. So it's like delicious.
So you were going for delicious and vivacious, which two great words.
Oh,
yeah, maybe.
Delicious. Well, that makes sense.
Delicious, yeah.
There you go.
Oh my! Well, yeah. I'm feeling the same as you because my pick for who was going to win got murdered. So like 2 seconds into this episode. Yeah. The person I picked to win was gone, and the exact same thing happened on the other podcast I do about the Traitors UK. Like the exact same thing. So all my picks are just dying. So I may be a Traitors expert, but I am bad at the game, bad at watching it.
Actually, I can add to that because I watch Widom, which is V is de Mol, which is the Mole but a Dutch version. And every season, the people who I do some other podcasting with, we have this top 10. And who do you think is the Mole all the way down to number 10? My number 1 went out. In the first person out was my number 1.
Yeah,
I don't think you can do worse than that.
Michelle, we're going to get along just fine.
Seriously.
And joining us as well, we have the lovely TJ who says so many friends. Well, we're so honored you're here with us. You are a friend of ours as well, TJ. Thank you so much for being a part with us. But, you know...
TJ is possibly my favorite person in the world that I know only from little lines that come up at the bottom of these screens.
I'd have to agree with you on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't feel like there's anyone else that matches TJ. Yeah, thank you, TJ. We love you. We love you so much. But, you know, we briefly talked about it, you know, Jeremy. Jeremy has murdered everyone. And Michelle, I'd just love to hear your thoughts. You know, you couldn't make it, you know, last week. So I guess what's your overall thoughts on everything that's happened so far?
Overall thoughts. Okay. What the hell are they wearing to breakfast? First thought. There was pink sequins this week. Like, Seriously, Sam, what happened on your season? Were people that over the top?
I was on with Colin Mathura Jeffrey. He wore fantastic outfits the whole time. Luckily, he stayed for 10 episodes, so we got to see all of his outfits. And one time, 2 people wore matching flannelette pajamas.
That's normal.
That's normal. We were very normal about it. I would say my whole thing about it was never drawing attention to myself. And that seems to be the exact opposite for every single American person on this show.
Oh God, yes.
And like Alan Cumming then has to go absolutely bonkers to be like this lavish, extravagant man, while everyone else is just looks like they've run rampaging through a fancy dress shop.
Poor Alan, he's exhausted. But he wants to just dress normally, but he has to outdress everyone, and he has to go more and more crazy.
What did he have on himself this time at that challenge?
It was like a sheer cape.
No, it looked like AstroTurf.
Grass. Pebbles. Grassed pebbles.
And the peat. He had the peat.
Yeah.
Pausing it, thinking, is that fake moss?
Like, he was wearing moss nipple tassels, yeah.
I was thinking for the mission, he should have just like laid down on the grass, and you get disqualified if you accidentally step on him.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, nice. You get your shield taken away from you.
Can
I just say as well?
The challenges, I really have. I think they've stepped up.
I just want to point out they're called missions rather than challenges, but yes, you're
right.
Mission.
I'll get the right so Amazing Race is tasks and challenges the survivor, and these are missions.
Missions.
I don't even know what they are on the mole. Yeah. I don't know what I'm gonna have to come back to you.
Yeah, do. How good's the mole, right? Yeah, it's great.
I know, it's good.
I've never actually seen the mole. It's always been on my bucket list to watch, but I've never actually gotten around to watching it.
Mike, there was a season in New Zealand of it in about, I want to say like 2000 or 2001. I feel like it was
Australian. The Australian season was down there. Yeah.
Oh wow!
And it was really great. I haven't watched any of the most recent seasons or any survivors or anything like that. It's just people who watched last week will know. But yeah, it was great. I remember the guy who was the mole was a bald guy who, in my memory, was David Strassman, the puppeteer, but it wasn't him. He just kind of looked like him.
Well, that's a millennial reference.
Yeah, it's aging me. It would have been about 3 years before Mucky was born.
Yeah. And I was just thinking about it, when that mole season was probably filmed, I was probably not even born then.
Oh, bless.
Yeah. I know. I'm such a baby, guys.
They're called assignments on the mole.
Assignments.
Have you just Googled? Good job.
That's what the AI told me. So
I have to get my reality.
The glossary.
It's so hard to keep track of them all. Like, I only know that because when we were on Traitors, we got yelled at for calling them tasks. Because I was on with 2 comedians who had been on Taskmaster, and I wrote the tasks for that. So we were like, "Oh, which task is next?" And they're like, "No, it is missions. Don't you bring that other show into this? These are missions." And they're like, "Cool, now go find some silver coins in this room." And we're like, "Whoa, cool task." I mean,
mission.
Oh gosh. Anyways, I guess we've got to find our way back to the Traitors somehow from tasks, missions, and assignments. Coffins. There we go. Sorry. Thank you. Coffins. So we see that 3 players have been put in the coffins. It is Jeremy, it is Sarah, and it's Nikki. And as they all lay in the coffins, they each get to have a plea. And Sarah's like, "I'm faithful all the way, but I hope you Traitors know I'm going to effing find you."
Yeah, wow.
I was like, "Wow,
That's
all right."
Yeah, not
that.
Again, if you're on the Traitors, don't be a threat. Try not to be a threat to anyone. Or swear at them.
We love to see
and
it.
somehow stay in the game after doing that. Yeah, nice.
Yeah. And then we see Nikki. I feel like Nikki had the best approach, where it's like, Please don't kill me. I'm only here for the missions, the tasks, the challenges. I'm only here for the money at the end.
I just want to do all these more assignments. Come on, guys.
And then we have Jeremy. You know, he pulls the Traitors. I'm onto you, but I will work with you.
Love it. Love that.
Yeah, no one said that before. That's different.
Yeah.
I heard him.
Yeah. Oh, I hated it. I hated it so much because he was basically saying to every single other person, every other faithful there, "Hey guys, look, I'm willing to shit on these guys. Like, I'm pretending to be part of the gang, so like, please pick me because I'll help you shit on these guys, like who most of the people that we're talking with are." And I was just like, "Oh, Jeremy, what are you doing? I've just picked you to win the season. I've said it's going to be you winning with either Nikki or Sierra. The two other people who are in the coffins next to you. Yes, my 3 picks were the 3 people in the coffins. So come on, please pull it together for me."
Wow.
And Michelle, Jeremy gets murdered. And
I know.
I'd
very
love to
sad.
know your thoughts on Jeremy.
I love Jeremy. I wanted him to go further. I wanted to see more of him. And I thought it was particularly sad when he was really upset about it and wanted to play more. And he was physically upset. And a lot of people in reality TV don't get physically upset. Like, they don't care. But, it was sad.
Because my initial take on Jeremy, you know, like pre-season before everything was going to happen, I thought Jeremy was going to be a traitor. And I was like, that'll be such a perfect pick because he's not too devious. He's just very likable, got a great social game. But all eyes are going to be on like Rob and Tony especially. Jeremy's like the perfect middle guy to have as a traitor. But when he wasn't picked as a traitor, it's like, oh, he's going to get murdered at some point. Like, I don't think it would ever be voted out, but yeah, it's heartbreaking to see him go. And you know, he was your winner pick, Sam.
Yeah. Tell you what, it was not a good week to be a bald black man on Traitors. Oh, there might be a wee spoiler for the banishment that we get to later on, but holy moly.
Yeah, and we do see, you know, we talked a little bit about this last week where Carolyn, there's some sort of character arc that's about to come, right? You know, she's very upset because no one is taking her seriously, no one's listening to her. Once again, she doesn't want Jeremy to get murdered, and everyone talks over top of her to make Jeremy murdered. Is Carolyn's time coming, you reckon?
I really hope we are being set up for some sort of redemption arc because I think she runs really deep and she's got a lot more intellect than people are giving her credit for. And I'd like to see her make a big, insane, crazy move to get herself somewhere. I have a few ideas of what that could be. But yeah, I really hope this is the editing sort of leading us to a Caroline moment. I'm rooting for her.
I would love her to do a thing that you're not allowed to do in the rules, which is to tell everyone that you are a traitor and be like, don't mess with me, I'm a traitor. You're not allowed to do it, but if she seems the kind of person that might do it. Don't mess with me, I'm a traitor. If you vote me out, I'm going to murder you all. That's not how it works.
Well, it couldn't happen though because they'd murder you first.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, you can't say I'm a traitor, but can you say I will murder you?
Yeah, you probably can. The thing is that I think the thing that they try to stop people from doing is being like, hey, look, I'm a traitor. So don't banish me and I'll keep you in the game until the end and I'll recruit you so we can win together. So I think that's the reason why, because you can just take control of the whole game if you do that. I think that's the reason.
But you could also do, I think you could get around that because then wouldn't that give the faithful ammo to then, it's a bit like any sort of alliance or something like that. You choose to go, oh yes, all right, well, Traitor's going to take me to the end, or easy Traitor gone.
True.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely true. Yeah.
Traitors, executive producers. See, I know stuff.
I think they want to avoid the thing because then it'll be like
then it's just another alliance.
Then it'll be I'm Spartacus and everyone will just say, yeah, I'm a traitor as well. Yeah. Cool, yeah. I'm a traitor.
I was going to say that's exactly what I would do as a faithful. I'd just be like, wait, everyone, I'm a traitor. I'll recruit you.
Keep me in the
I
game.
believe that.
Yeah, oh, that is so funny. But Michelle, what's been your thoughts on Carolyn so far?
I mean, I loved her as a character in Survivor. So, I mean, I'm loving seeing her again in a different light.
Yeah.
I mean, she's not as crazy. I think she's trying to stay quite normal. But I think it's thrown her off being a traitor. I think she would play totally differently if she was, you know, one of the faithful. Why am I saying
Faithful?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking werewolf. I was thinking townies. Faithful. Am I saying the right word? So
Is
yeah,
it townies?
Townies,
sorry, is your werewolf? Are they called townies?
Well,
I think
sometimes, traders and townies.
I think we call them civilians, right?
Oh, do you?
Oh yeah,
I've never
yeah.
called a civilian.
Civilians, innocents, faithfuls. You know what? It's another tasks, assignments, missions.
I'm town.
I just think it's so Australian. Oh yeah, townies, tradies.
Townie.
Yeah.
No, we don't call ourselves tradies. We're traders.
Tradies.
Or mafia.
Mafia.
The traders, the mafies.
I actually love being a trader. It's like the best role to play. I love it the best. Anyway, so bit off track again. Yeah, I love Caroline. I want her to stay longer so I can see more of her.
Yeah, I feel
So
like
she'll be gone next week, Michelle.
Yeah.
We're gone
next week now. We've officially confirmed that Carolyn's the next one to put it out. Yeah.
I reckon if I picked Carolyn to win and said, "Hey, she's my favorite. I want her to win," she would somehow be murdered first up next week. like she's a traitor and she can't be, but somehow it would happen that she would be.
Well, they kind of tried. They tried to put her in the coffin, and she was like,
No, of course not.
Danielle, she's really annoying me this week as a traitor because she's always, wanting to kill people who mention her name. And then she was so against Rob putting forward Bob, even though Bob said one of these intruders, they're not called intruders in this game, one of the intruders could be a traitor. And I'm thinking, hang on, how come you're not backing up your own traitor by saying, your name's sort of been implied? And then she's going off half-cocked saying, why? Yeah. Like, why? It's not your show, Danielle. And by the way, her hair is driving me crazy. She needs to fix that.
That's where people like Jeremy and Bob the Drag Queen have fantastic hair for the show because it is not distracting. We need more of them in the game.
I love Bob. Bob was great. Bob's outfits. Can you imagine how much luggage he had?
A tale from my season. Colin, who was on my show, who is an international model. He's a very beautiful man. He we were allowed to bring one suitcase each, and he bought 5.
Nice. Wow!
And just showed up and was like, "Well, I've got 5. What are you going to do about it?" The rest of us are all like, we were only allowed 1. We weren't allowed to wear hats, and we weren't allowed to wear red. And Brooke Howard Smith wore a hat, thank goodness, because I borrowed from him throughout the show. And then and Brody showed up wearing a big red jumpsuit, exactly the things we weren't allowed to wear. They were like, "We're the celebrities on the show. We don't give a shit. We are going to do whatever things we want."
Yeah.
Oh gosh. And so I just have to bring it back, Michelle. I just love your argument of, Danielle, she's really pissing me off. She's she wants to get rid of Jeremy because he said her name, but isn't defending Rob. But most importantly, her hair.
Yes.
Her hair.
I love her hair. Yeah. It's really unusual, but it's driving me crazy. I need to just do something with it. I don't know what, but anyway, that's not the main thing of Traitors.
Well,
it's up there, but it's not the main one.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Sam, something I find quite interesting about the American version of Traitors is that since it is reality TV, like All Stars, it feels like more of an individual game rather than a team game. Whereas with New Zealand, we do see the Traitors are trying hard to, work together to at least a certain extent. Even the faithful are really trying to stick together. but even the faithful are playing a very like simplistic individual game.
And
would you
I think that's because they're reality TV entities in their own right, and they're trying to keep that entity alive rather than being something different. Whereas if people like average people play, they do want to get together and they don't have something that they have to uphold. They can just be who they want to be. They don't have to be this person that the rest of the public already know. So yeah, I do agree with you there. I never thought of it like that, but yeah.
Yeah, they keep getting cast in things if they're chaotic and crazy. That's why we get Kate Chastain back for a second time round in season 2, when she did it. And that's exactly right. Whereas on our season we had work the next week that we had to not have ruined our careers by being on the show.
I'll sort of never forget Matt Head's argument of, look, work has just been really stressful, so I'm just really out of it and stuff. And I recall at the time I was thinking, you can't use work as a defense mechanism. But then, like, after like chatting with you, it's like, oh yeah, you guys all did have jobs to go back to straight away.
Going on Traitors felt like a holiday because we just had 10 days away from home. Admittedly, for me, I'm a comedian, so it was right after the long holiday breaks. So it was sort of an extended holiday. But those guys actually had to take time from their 9 to 5s to murder people.
You only took 10 days off work?
Yeah.
Wow.
We did over 10 days. I think in the UK they'll do 2 filming days for 1 episode, whereas we did one every day. I think that's what I've heard from other like in the UK and stuff. So I think that's how they do it.
Interesting.
Yeah, and V, we see, I guess a similar outcome to this twist to one of our favorite twists in Traitors New Zealand, where you've got like the digging your own graves, where we have Sarah and Nikki, very similar to Bree and Noel, where everyone suspects at least one of them is a traitor. Like,
what did Rob say? 3 for the price of 1 or something?
Yeah.
3 moves for the price of 1. He's right.
Now, I'm not sure if this twist has been used in the UK or not, but do you think we're almost going to be reaching a point where if this twist happens, you can sort of count out that a traitor won't put themselves in there?
No, because I think it will go sort of like in a pattern where they'll go, oh, people won't suspect it, so we'll put a traitor in. Oh, people will suspect it, so we won't. People won't suspect it, so we'll put a traitor in. Yeah. So if I was a faithful, I wouldn't really trust that they had done it, but I wouldn't trust that they hadn't done it. Yeah. It wouldn't be something I'd hang my hat on as a reason to banish someone. I wouldn't trust it enough for that, but it would make me confirm other sort of suspicions I had.
Yeah, but I wouldn't put myself in there. If I was a traitor, I wouldn't let myself be put in
No.
there.
You don't want to draw attention to yourself in any way whatsoever. And it just starts people talking. It's exactly what Boston Rob said. And I think we had a thing like this in our season, and we didn't even consider the fact that one of the people might have been a traitor putting themselves up. We it just wasn't even a thought. But in every other version of the show, people have talked about it, and they're always like, well, one of them has to be a traitor, which is absolutely false all the time, except for once, I think, in the UK season 2. I think every other time it's always been all faithful. And so I think put your money on them all being faithful, I think, if you're in this show again sometime, anyone.
Yeah. Well, Sam, if you are Sarah or Nikki, how do you climb out of this hole? Because we saw it with Noel. It was just something that he just could not shake off him. Is there a way to sort of shake that target off you from an event like that? I
don't think so. I think that little thing lingering in people's brains is going to keep lingering the whole time until it might save you a couple of weeks, and then everyone will be like, no, wait, didn't we almost decide it was this person earlier on and we kind of forgotten about that? Let's bring all that stuff back up again and then blindside them, and then we'll kick them out, and oh my gosh, they were a faithful after all. I think it's going to be that kind of thing, like what happened to Noel in New Zealand season 2. Poor guy.
Oh, poor Noel. Like, honestly, like I feel
Got
like
bullied for got bullied for 10 weeks, 10 days.
Yeah.
I mean.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
I feel like season 2 was split up in terms of everyone shit on Mark, and then everyone shit on Noel.
No,
Like,
no, people were shitting on Noel beforehand. They were shitting on Noel and Mark concurrently. Yeah. Mark went, and so everyone was like, "Cool, I guess everyone on board Noel now." No. Cool.
Sam, are you season 1 or 2?
I'm season 1.
Okay, I've got to watch it.
Yeah. In my opinion, this might be a hot take. Season 1 New Zealand Traitors, the best season of all time.
Wow. Wowee.
No, really?
I would say production-wise, maybe not. Me personally, hell yeah. There are
Mucky, have you seen them all though?
I don't remember a lot of UK seasons. No, I should probably properly watch them. And
seen Australia, the 2 Aussies?
I have seen the 2 Australian.
Okay.
I liked season 2 up until the halfway point. Then the second half was pretty boring. But yeah, no, I loved I mean, it was almost kind of simple, right? But the gameplay was really great. I mean, maybe I'm super biased because I'm friends with this lovely handsome man, Sam, and Julia as well. And, you know, there's that saying, you never forget your first. That was my first proper season of Traitors. And Sam and Julia were my first ever interviews I ever made. So, maybe I'm super biased.
I was going to say something really clever and profound, and you guys were going to really like it. What was it?
No, you weren't.
No,
so profound you can't remember it.
Yeah, it was really brilliant. No, I can't remember. It'll come back to me later. I'll suddenly scream it at some moment.
Awesome. Right. Well, Michelle, you talked about the missions.
Yes.
We have a phenomenal mission this episode.
Yes.
Where essentially you've got all these different, parts of a statue. You have the body and the head. All the heads have got the players' names, but there are only 10 slots.
Yeah.
To put the head. So the players have to climb up a step hill over Alan Cumming, who's camouflaging into the grass, and they have to make up the statues with all their heads on it. I thought this mission was phenomenal. What was your thoughts on it?
Great. I would have carried my head. I would have waited up there until someone put a body, ran back down and put my head on top of the body, and then stood at the top of the hill.
Because you think like a gamer.
Yes, you're a pro gamer.
Some of those people are doing, what are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah. Why are you taking a body up there and then running back? And then, that body's gone now. You can't put your head on there.
Or would you have put a ton and, carry your head up there, run down, be like, oh, I'll help you with the body. Don't worry. And then just put your head on top of it.
You can't leave your head up there because you know what would happen? Someone would kick it down the hill. Because that's what I would do. I'd kick someone's head down the hill.
Oh, wow.
God. I didn't even think about that. Oh, my gosh. It would be so funny. Just roll it down the other side.
Yeah. Sorry, where'd your head go? It's gone.
See, I would have done the exact opposite of what you just said, Michelle. I would be helping everyone out. I would be like, come on, guys. I'll help you get up there. Cool.
But I thought about that. You can't because even if you go with a partner and say, I'll take a body, you take a head, whose head are you taking? And I just thought about that. How do you work with people? Because you can't unless you take a head each in one arm, carry the body in between you, but then you still only got one body.
Yeah. The whole thing is I'd put other people's ones on there and become that person in the show that people are like, oh, look at the little guy, he helped us all out. Oh, that's so nice of him. We've got to look after him.
Traitor, yes, I definitely act that way and help someone.
That is a lot safer. I think as a faithful, you have to do those kind of things to make people, I guess, I said it in the show, feel sorry for you so that they don't murder you at night. If you are one of those really sort of openly faithfuls, there has to be a reason for people to keep you in the game. If you show that you're fucking awesome at bringing all these things up to help get all the money, come on guys, we've got to make all this money for the group. and then you do all that, and then if someone says like, hey, this person actually worked their ass off, let's put their head on, which is something that happened in this, they think, oh, I want to quickly bring up as well, just to go away from that, poor Bob Harper, he had a heart attack 7 years ago. One of the trainers of Biggest Loser. Oh, poor guy. He's great.
Yeah.
That was sad, his story.
And he took a moment to say thank you, everyone. Like, thank you for helping me out. It's been hard for me since this. My whole personality, my whole life has been based around being good at this kind of thing, and I struggled. You're like, buddy, poor guy.
I had a favorite exchange during that whole mission was when Bob ran past Sierra, and he's like, "Everyone thinks you're a traitor," and she's like, "They do," and he said, "Yeah, bitch." That was cinema right there. That's just chef's kiss. That was beautiful.
I was going to bring that up. Would that be your tactic, Sam, as you're trying to help everyone out? Just be like, no, V, you don't need it. Everyone thinks you're a traitor. You're done. Yeah. No, stop.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one. Look, I hate to be real. No, my tactic is not to be a threat. So just not do that, and then have everyone be like, Bob is telling us to be real strategic in what we're doing. That's very threatening to me. Let's murder him. Let's banish him at the next banishment. Again, spoiler alert, that might be about to happen.
Well, that is something I did have here in my notes as I was watching the challenge. I was like, he seems like he's overacting, right? Or she's overreacting, where it's like very like come on, let's all get together and think this out, and it's creating all this drama kind of like based off that, and it's drawing the attention to Bob himself, which is why when the round table happens, I think that's why a lot of people actually end up jumping on board, because there already is just so much attention around that person.
Yeah.
I love him so much, but his ego was just showing the whole time. He was drunk with power. He wasn't thinking like a gamer. He didn't sort of think to be more sneaky. He was just being himself, which is great, but also the heat he put on himself just constantly.
I love that as a message. Guys, you have to be yourself, except for on the Traitors, you have to be someone else. Anyone except yourself. Just in general life, be yourself. Just not here.
I think he would have been the same. I think if he was a faithful, he would have been exactly the same. He would have been leading the faithfuls, and probably banished for being a traitor anyway.
Yeah.
And he was when he wasn't. So I'm not surprised that this was coming.
I mean, it's really hard because, especially as a super fan, Michelle, yes, strategically, the best option to do is to just lay low and play quiet. We see a lot of new era Survivor players do it, but then they
but not too quiet. There's a fine line. You can't be too quiet because then they suspect you even more. You can't be loud. You can't be quiet. You can't point the finger. You've got to, you must point a finger, but not point too many fingers. And make someone else point the finger by surreptitiously telling them something, and then they do it. So, Sam would know that.
Something I tried to do was kind of the opposite. I would do, if someone asked me, I would say, look, to be honest, I don't know who a traitor is, but I think I've ruled this person as faithfuls. I'm pretty sure those people are faithfuls. Nothing, they've done nothing suspicious to make me think. I think this person is something, which leaves these other people. So I don't know out of those ones, do you have anything? And that way kind of come in from the other way. That way, the thing that could then fuck up is if people then voted out one of the people I said I think is a faithful, they turned out they were a traitor. Then they'll be like, wait a minute, Sam was really protecting them. Which, luckily that never happened, but I wasn't ready for that if it did.
Well, we do see that there are 10 players are safe. It's Tom, Brittany, Wes, Dylan, Dolores, Danielle, Bob Harper, Bob the Drag Queen, Chriselle, and Boston Rob. And the players that are in danger is Sarah, Carolyn, but Carolyn's not really in danger because she's a traitor. Nikki, Ivor, Robin, Sam, who once again I completely forgot was on the show until I was writing down these notes, Gabby, and Derek. And those are the only people that could be up for murder, which I guess we'll go back around to that before the end of the podcast. And we see Bob the Drag Queen drops his line. One of the new guys needs a shield because one of them might be a traitor.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. Sealed his
Dug his
fate.
own grave.
He doesn't know that you cannot say Rob's name at any point. He will end you.
Stupid. But apparently Bob hadn't watched a lot of reality TV up to this point and had no idea about a lot of the people.
He didn't know who Rob was.
Yeah.
Silly.
Well, Michelle, something I talked about last week was how I feel like Tony did nothing wrong. It was just the idea and the reputation of, oh, he's a 2-time Survivor winner. He must be super strategic, this, that, and stuff, rather than anything he actually had done in the game. Do you think that a similar thing's potentially happening to Rob, except he's more...
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
more versatile.
And because someone pointed out, which, it does hold some ground, you know, how does Rob know when he's only just come in later? How can he be so definite unless he's actually a traitor himself? Which, fine. Yeah, it holds water. But sometimes you could be definite about someone just for the sake of just how you feel. I mean, it might not be that, but I think he's got to try and, you know, work hard this week to not get banished.
Yeah. I think one of the best things he could do is say, look, to be honest, I wasn't 100% sure, but I had to pretend I was so that we'd get him out and it wouldn't spin around and be back on me, because that's the kind of power that Bob TDQ, as people started calling him, which I quite liked, that's sort of the power he has because he's so eloquent.
Well, I think the interesting thing, Michelle, what I observed watching Rob go around to the groups to drop Bob's name, he was going around like a person that wasn't afraid a traitor was listening. Which I think if any of these players were astute, they would have picked up on that. He had the confidence to go to every room, every group. We're doing Bob, we're doing Bob, we're doing Bob. He wasn't quiet or anything about it. And any of them could have had a traitor sitting in there going, well, I've got to protect Bob. But because he is a traitor, he seemed to forget that part of it. And that's the only time I've seen Rob sort of drop a skill there. I think that was a mistake, but no one seemed to pick up on it. I mean, I hope someone has, but I just thought that was very interesting.
Well, they'd all have to talk together to work that out, because he did do it very well in that. He did it in pairs, individually. He didn't do large groups.
Yeah, and something...
He kind of made Dylan, is that Zac Efron's brother?
Yeah.
He's my favorite player. Like, I should know his name. And we get to one of the funniest lines I've ever heard in the show coming up soon at the roundtable. But he kind of made him lead the charge to start off with, and then somehow Boston Rob got all the kudos for it at the end.
Yes,
which is
weird. Pretty diabolical.
Yeah.
Because Dylan was saying it at the beginning of the episode that he thinks it's Bob.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Rob's the man.
Yeah. Oh, guys, I'll tell you what, like, voting out a traitor is the greatest feeling in the world. It is phenomenal. Especially especially when you be working up towards it and you're so nervous about how it's going to go, and you know you've watched every season of the show before you go on it, so you know that it takes weeks and weeks and weeks to get one out. And when you finally do, oh my gosh, you feel like you're on top of the world. It's the greatest feeling. Oh, you just love it. I would kill every single person on the Zoom call just to do it one more time.
Sam.
Wow.
Who's going to let you in the Sing modes for free now, eh?
Okay, you're off the hook.
Glad we're on different bodies of land.
I just want to also just officially say apologize for that. I don't mean it. I would never kill anyone. Thank you so much.
Your Honor.
Please, none of you die suddenly. I do really like all of you, and I don't want any of you to die.
I'm just going to quickly write down somewhere in my apartment and, red paint.
If anything happens,
if I die, it's Sam Smith.
People will be like, "Oh, the
people look at it and go, Sam Smith, isn't he living in England? What's happening?"
I can get out of anything now. Well,
This is the AFP. Please answer your phone.
I don't know what's AFP.
Australian Federal Police, I think.
Yeah, good.
Oh,
That's
God.
great.
But V and Michelle, you both point out something great. Where something I've learned through listening to a lot of player interviews is you never want to talk in large groups because they'll then give the groups time to like discuss over like your theories, your strategies, and plans, and that's how it can easily backfire on you. Whereas if you do
and that's
it,
the same for Survivor. Same gameplay.
Yeah. Oh, as thank you so much, Chris, for joining us. Sam Smith and the 3 coffins on
Thanks, Chris.
Oh gosh.
And Mucky got the nail first because he's closest.
Yeah. Well, Sam knows roughly where I live, so I got to start. Start moving as soon as I can.
I would sleep with one eye open, Mucky.
But I feel like Rob definitely did play this off really well, though, Michelle, talking to like individuals or peers, because then it didn't give them enough time to, I guess, chat with other peers in group about all of it. Yeah. And,
he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, definitely.
But he should have been looked a little bit more concerned, is all I'm saying. Been a bit more careful.
There's also potentially just a confidence of Rob as well.
Yes, of course.
As an individual. Yeah.
I also think that there's kind of a thing at this stage where both Jeremy and Tony have been proven to be faithfuls. So it's almost like people are being like, oh no, wait, the strategic people are faithful. So far, if we continue this pattern on, that means Boston Rob, who is also a strategic person, will probably also be faithful as well. That's the pattern that we're going. That's sort of the unconscious thing that I think some of these people might be thinking. And it was interesting. You go for it, Mucky. You say.
Okay, thank you. I've been dying to say this. So a mistake that the Dan Giesling made last season was he took out Johnny Bananas first, right? The big alpha strategic male of the challenge. And as time went on, more and more males started going out. And so not only was Dan not really saying like names and stuff, but I feel like if you narrowed it down, who could be the gamer male that would be a traitor, Dan Giesling like stood out like a needle that was 10 feet tall and hey, I don't know. But and I feel like something similar is happening with Rob. Now that Tony was so faithful, Jeremy was so faithful. Obviously, you still got Wes and Derek there who could potentially be shields for him. I feel like Rob is also starting to now stick out as that gamer alpha male who could be a traitor, if that makes sense.
See, that's what maybe you'd be looking for. But the thing is, I think Rob just has this thrall over anyone. And I think as he goes on, that just gets more and more and more. Who doesn't want to listen to everything Rob says and like, yes, okay, whatever you say. Yeah. You know, it's going to take a big personality to stand up to him, like Bob.
Yeah.
And that's why he was eliminated. And I'd just like to take a second of the second piece of fabulous cinema that was that confrontation between Rob and Bob. And Bob, because he's not a gamer, was not expecting it at all. No. And I gasped when I saw his reaction. That was real. That was visceral.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved his I've got 9 words to say to you.
I know. When did he count?
Yeah.
Like, are you serious? And then after he said it, I'm like, yeah, it's 9 words.
I counted along, be like, and I was like, oh no, he did nail it. That's great. It'll be funny if he said like 20 words. 9 things to say to you. As God as my witness, I am not a traitor because I am a freaking faithful and have been forever. Yes, I did count forever as 3 separate words.
He also said to Dylan, your brother can't act as well, which I thought was
the thing.
A little unnecessary.
Yeah, I grew up with a brother, not a very good one. You'd be like, oh, come on, man.
Yeah. I feel like to me, it was when he made that comment that's when people started realizing, he's scrambling hard. He's
Yeah.
definitely being caught out now. I feel like that was the sort of final nail in this coffin.
Why would you do that? Why, as someone,
Yeah.
and your brother's not a good actor. What? Okay.
Yeah, why add it?
Yeah.
Well, he is
He
quite a
just
good
lost
actor.
his cool, just lost his
Yeah.
cool completely. And yes, that would have been a really big indicator, because I really think Bob thought he was invincible. He was like, I'm a traitor. The traitors wouldn't betray me. He doesn't know who Rob is.
Yeah.
And we could see it coming. We talked about it last week. The game was not big enough for the two of them. I knew Rob at some point was going to have to dispatch of Bob pretty soon. I didn't realize it'd be the next episode, but that showdown was a long time. Well, not a long time coming, a short time coming, and it was just explosive.
Yeah.
And the whole God line in a US series actually, is a big thing. Whereas put it in Aussie or
As God is my witness, you'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
Or Sam, if you're a New Zealanders, as God is thy nations at thy feet.
We say it every day in every conversation we have. As God is thy nations at thy feet.
Yeah.
I'm the faithful.
Exactly.
We had to edit that out of our season of the show so many times. Everyone said it every round table.
Exactly. and it's stuff every confessional as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to quickly say I don't know who it was that said it, but after the round table when Dylan had and Rob had voted out Bob, someone did go up to him and say, "And your brother's actually a good actor." And I thought that was nice.
Yeah,
that's a nice comment.
That was very nice. Yeah, but Michelle, I do feel quite bad for Bob, because clearly, he was blindsided by all of this, because all the heat was on Sarah and Nikki for one of them potentially being the traitors for being in the coffin, and then Rob's just like, hold up, someone hold my beer. It's Bob.
I'm going to take control of this whole table right now. I haven't heard myself talk enough.
I was surprised he actually did that. I didn't think he was just. I thought he was going to try and stay under the radar and not say anything and hope people voted for Bob. But then he just let loose, and I'm like, okay, Bob's gone.
Yeah, it almost felt like Dylan, who he thought was going to do it, wasn't doing as much as he thought. And so he stood up and did it. I think naturally that's probably those people's, that's their status quo. So they will go to the natural state of being argumentative and they're willing to, you see it straight. We saw it in season 1 of the US, where immediately someone took their traitors off, and someone took their mask off after they'd just been named as traitors. And someone was like, I think you're a traitor straight away. Yeah, you. It's this person. I'm going for you, and nothing can sway me.
Yeah.
You're like
I think
Lassa
did that to Parvati last season as well, where it's Alan stopped right next to us and he didn't tap me, but he tapped Parvati.
I said that to Dan Singh, who was next to me when they did that, and he was a traitor, and I said, Paul walked past us so quick, there was no way he could have tapped either of us. So I know you're the only person I know 100% is a faithful, and he was a traitor. And then and I believe that. And the other person on the other side of me was Matt Heath, who was also a traitor. And I didn't say it, but I also thought that about him. So I was 0 from 0.
Wow.
Oh gosh. And something I do love from Bob though is that he stands up and he's still putting on an act. He was like, I swore on God that I'm a faithful, but I don't believe in God. I'm a traitor. And he walks out. Great. Great extra. I love Bob.
He said alienating 53% of the USA.
Yes.
But man, really getting that 27%, 47% on board with them. Yeah, he's great, man.
Yeah, he will be missed.
Yeah.
He's got such a great turn of phrase. I just love him. He's wonderful. I wish he would tone down what he wore. No. I take that. I completely take that back. Someone with low vision, he's a wonderful person to have because you immediately know who he is.
Can hear him coming. Well, it means that Alan Cumming can at least go to breakfast in gym shorts next week.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to try so hard.
Yes.
Imagine if we see for the next however many episodes there are, the remaining 7 episodes, he's just wearing Bob's outfits from the previous one.
Yes. You know what? When you were talking, I thought it's like Survivor, where they leave a jacket or they leave something, and Alan's wearing it.
Oh, God. Do you reckon if Australia did another season of Traitors, Nathan's jacket would somehow end up in the mansion, Michelle?
Oh God, that would be hilarious. I'd love it. Love it as a crossover.
So basically, V, did you watch Titans vs Rebels?
No.
No.
Not up to date on Survivor.
Basically, for context, there was this one guy named Nathan who had this jacket, and the jacket basically stayed on the island for the whole duration of the show. And there was several different dramas all resolving that jacket, including one of them was, cannot wear that jacket outside the shelter. It's just the only thing that will keep me warm from the rain, cutting to that person wearing the jacket in the rain in a confessional.
I love that. I love it. Get messy. Love it.
It was so funny. And like the jacket just made its way to the very end. It was so funny. But
so many people wore the jacket.
So I didn't see that season. Did the jacket win?
No.
Just a headless jacket.
Yeah.
Honestly, we need a Island of the Idol season, Michelle, where it's Nathan's jacket and Mark the chicken.
And Sue's big move. It can be an invisible plastic thing.
For context, Sam, in the first season of Australian Survivor, there was this massive promo, Sue's big move, and it was all very dramatized and stuff. And did Sue go out that episode, or
there's no move? There was nothing.
Yeah, there was nothing.
Her big move was her big move was her moving back in home.
Yes,
with her parents after being crushed from the show.
Yeah, it was so fun. And it's stayed a meme to this day. Every promo, Sue's big move.
I have to go back to the round table. I have to say, Rob's reply to Bob, 2 words, "You're not."
I love that.
The whole number count of words again. That was good.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that. I felt like that was a little bit like in Marvel with I Am Iron Man. It was up there with that. 2 words, "You're not." I loved it. Another piece of cinema.
Yeah, it was so good. But, there were some words that Rob said which Wes definitely caught on, which is, if he's not a traitor, vote me out next. And like, I got you.
Yeah. How can you be so confident? Yeah.
Yeah.
If people were clever, you'd go, that's the confidence of a traitor.
Yeah.
I had one thing in my season where I was confident that the person was a traitor. It was Colin, and because he told me something one day about other people, and then later on he told everyone that same thing but about me. And it was about like how he felt like he couldn't be himself around those people. And when he said it to me, I was like, "Oh, come on, man, you can be yourself. You don't need to worry about that." And then he said the same thing about me. And so that's for me, that was clear evidence that he was lying. And why would you do that? You have to be a traitor. And even then, I was 60% sure he was a traitor. I thought 40% he was like, no, you could have just fluffed that up and got confused. But that was the most I ever got. And thank goodness he turned out to be a traitor when we voted him out. Oh, the greatest feeling in the world. So yum. I think the picture, the shot of me walking out of that round table has me jumping up and clicking my heels together. I think I felt on top of the world.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
well, the cast certainly was very happy with it. And they went over the top. And did you see Alan trying to keep a straight face watching them?
I love Alan, and I think Rob's got a goat for the end. He's got his little goat that he's gonna take along in Dylan. Always needs a little goat.
Now, Michelle, did you watch Deal or No Deal Island, the first season?
I did. Oh no, I didn't. Even though I know someone on it, Kim Martina, who used to play orgs with me many years ago. She's on it, and I have to actually watch it now because I'm really enjoying the current one, and I've got next week off. So I've got Traitors NZ to watch and Deal or No Deal 1. So
it's It's actually funny you say that because someone who I played an org with, Dixon Wong, is on season 2 of Deal or No Deal Island.
Yeah.
What, the
I played
one
with him in
that's the
2020.
son of he's pretending to be the son of David?
Yeah. I
Oh,
played an org with him in
wow.
2020. I mean, I didn't get to play with him because the second the org started was when New Zealand came out of lockdown and I was straight back into film school. So I was very
Yeah.
inactive, not doing anything, and I ended up rocking myself out in the second vote. So
I think people who play orgs have a little leg up on these games. You know, they may not get to the end, but I think they just have a little bit of more of a chance at some others because they've played stuff like this before and they know a bit more strategy. And so, yeah, I do want to watch it.
What's up with people pretending to be things that they're not on shows? I think we're seeing it in the UK at the moment. There's a lady pretending that she's Welsh. And she's British.
I heard about that.
She's still in, actually. She's doing all right, but it's
hard to keep an accent up.
It's a crazy extra thing to add on to a challenge that's already quite challenging. Like, I just don't know why people would do that.
Yeah.
The nearest I got is I pretended to be dumber than I am to start off with, and then I was just as dumb as I am. No, at first, but then kept being as dumb as I am, which is dumber than I thought it was throughout the rest of it.
Yeah. Well,
a lot of people, Sam, in Survivor do that. If they're lawyers or have really big jobs, they often pretend that they're something else. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, if it was like your season, Sam, where majority of the cast is celebrities, I wouldn't want to be that one guy where everyone's like, why is this person here? So I basically like I would lie. Like for example, like right now I work at Century Maze. So I would say, oh, I am the owner of one of the best interactive mazes around the globe, or just something stupid like that. You know what I mean?
Oscar winner Mucky Hope.
Yeah, Oscar winner.
Just do that anyway.
The most professional podcaster on the planet.
I invented tables.
That would be so good.
That's on the guy.
So good.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You invented it, yeah. Well, with another guy. Put together, we invented tables.
Just be like, I created socks.
You're the guy.
Fall down on you.
Yeah.
So who's getting murdered next?
Can you read the list out again? Because it's hard to remember because there's it's limited.
Oh, yes.
It's like 30 degrees in this room. Let's wrap it up.
Sorry, let me just go back. All right, who
have we got?
All right, so we do get a little bit of a preview as well, where Danielle and Carolyn talk about potentially turning the tables on Rob.
Yeah, which they should do.
I didn't see a preview. Oh my gosh, I should look at that.
It was
that's good.
Straight after the episode, yeah.
Yeah, not when I watched on Template. So
okay.
Australia,
gosh, destroying people's.
How dare they not spoil the next episode?
Exactly.
Honestly.
Exactly. So spoil Australian Survivor promos, but not Traitors. Yeah. So Carolyn and Daniel are thinking about turning the tide on Rob. Michelle.
Love that.
Do you think that this is a good idea?
No, I don't. I don't think Rob will go out. I think he will manipulate the whole thing. If they come for him, I think he will just do something.
He won't go.
I know for certain that Danielle is a traitor.
Yeah, he will just burn all the traitors.
Yeah,
he'd have no problem with that.
Then they get to bring a new person. Oh, we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how about you, Sam? Like, do you reckon this is a good move that both Daniel and Carolyn should try to make?
They've got to get him out. Like, he's so good. They really do. Because he speaks so logically and so confidently. He's very easy to follow. Everything he says. You join him on his journeys, and so they have to just get rid of him now. Otherwise, he will get rid of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If Rob's in the game, he's winning the game.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
You can't.
So get him out now.
Everyone's drinking the Rob Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
they're living for him. He's more powerful than ever before.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is, if they're going to shoot, they have to hit because he doesn't F around.
Well, for Michelle, something that I was personally thinking about, maybe something that Dylan could be doing is we do see Rob is very loyal to his core alliance. Like he brought Philip and Natalie with him all the way to the very end. He was very loyal with Amber. Obviously, he's still loyal to her to this very day, right? So, do you think maybe that they should try just let Rob do his thing, be the guy who controls everything and try and knife him a bit closer to the end?
I think he's going to keep close to Dylan because Dylan seems to trust him, and I think he's a good one to have in his pocket. I think he's going to have to do a bit of explaining in the tower at the beginning of next episode to the other two for them to see why he did what he did, because I don't think he had a good conversation with them about it. He did it a little bit with Caroline, but Caroline was against it. And then Caroline told Danielle, and Danielle was really against it, and Caroline didn't know what to do then. I think you've obviously got to keep your enemies close, but he's going to have to do some fast talking in that tower. Yeah,
absolutely. And, let's all drop our predictions. Who's going to get murdered? Sarah, Ivor, Robin, Sam.
Wait. Can you go through them slower? Because I also haven't made my decision up yet.
Okay.
Sierra.
There's heat on her. It won't be her.
No.
Nikki.
Nah, same reason.
No.
Ivor.
Potentially.
Robin.
Robin's been a bit quiet in this episode.
Sam.
People don't even know he's in the game.
He's a producer. He's like an audio mixer.
Yeah.
He
was wearing Britney's hairband though, so that's nice.
Right. I totally forgot he was Britney Spears' ex.
Yeah.
And so when they were like, which one? I was like, what do you mean which one? There's only one Britney. We also have Gabby, who we saw a lot of this episode. She's kind of like the head of the Bambi Alliance. But not just any Bambi. Bambi Dead Reckoning, which will be coming out later this year. And Derek.
See, I think Derek was really helpful in the mission, and I think has painted himself to be a pretty good faithful, meaning they can murder him easily, but I don't think he's kicked up too much of a fuss or anything. So I don't think
they'll do Derek.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the quiet ones like Ivor or Robin.
Yeah, throw people off the scent.
Maybe it's Gabby.
Maybe.
Gabby.
And that, I'm doing that as an edit read just because we saw lots of her in this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be. Actually, I think I'm going to go with Ivor because we haven't seen anything of Sam, and this is an Australian survivor, so he's clearly not getting eliminated without zero content. Yeah. And then, like Gabby, I feel pretty confident about. Sarah and Nikki obviously aren't getting murdered. I feel like Derek, I agree with you, Sam. He hasn't really done too much to have any sort of target on him. But I feel like Ivor's that perfect name to just land on. Yeah. You get what I mean?
Some people have floated his name, but for Ivor, just not recently. So he'd be. Yeah. I've always said that, like, if I was a trader, I'd just be murdering off the 100% faithfuls every night. Who do we know is a faithful? Get rid of them now, because all the noisy people will keep being noisy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And get themselves banished.
Yeah, and just before we wrap things up, Sam, Jeremy was your winner pick. Yeah. Now he's been murdered. Yeah. So you got to give us your new winner pick. Who do you think is taking
my new winner pick is Wes.
Oh, okay.
As a traitor.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I can see that happening.
I don't even know if I agree with myself. That's why I'm backing away slowly. I would love a faithful one. I love faithful ones, but we had a faithful one last season. I suspect there will be a traitors. I think this change of having it so that people don't reveal who they are at the end is going to end up with way more traitor wins, I think.
Yeah, 100%. And how about you, Michelle? Who do you think's going to take it all?
Look, if it's a traitor, Caroline, maybe,
Mhm.
because she's under the radar. And if it's not a traitor, if it's a faithful, if Rob takes Derek to the end, he has a chance.
Well, I
Derek to
personally
win.
still think Rob.
He would have to win with
Right.
someone else.
Well, with Dylan, surely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you said Derek, then I thought you meant Dylan,
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
maybe.
because those
Oh,
people's
Oh,
names are the same.
no, actually, no, I mean Dylan.
You mean Dylan?
I mean
yeah,
Dylan.
right.
Yeah.
Dylan.
You know, I
Sorry,
was
I
thinking
mean
that
Dylan.
too, Michelle. Like, he gets taken to the end as Rob's little
Yeah.
goat, but somehow turns the tables on Rob.
Yeah.
And realizes
Mm.
that'd be so great. I think Dylan's now my favorite character. I see a lot of myself in him. I just being a sweet little guy that gets scooped up by a really strategic player. And again, spoiler alert, Michelle, this is going to happen. And manages to be there at the end. But you've got to be there with another, you got to be a part of a trio for that to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Derek.
How about you, B? Are you still sticking with Carolyn as your winner?
So I guess what I'd like to see is Carolyn turn it around somehow. I'd love to see a Dylan turn it around at the last episode on Rob. That would be delicious. Everyone's drinking the Rob Kool-Aid, so I think he's at least going to the end. I don't, famous last words, I don't see him getting blindsided. I just think everyone is too faithful to Rob to not tell him that something's going on. But also, what I didn't say last week is Chriselle is actually an honorary Aussie because she's married to an Aussie, G-Flip, who is a national treasure. So I'd love to see...
Sorry, did you say she's married to Jesus?
Jesus Christ! No, G-Flip, pop star, drummer extraordinaire.
Okay.
So, who is an Australian national treasure. So, I'd like to see Chriselle go far because just based on that, she's the one with the... Although we are a monarchy, so, Lord Ivar, Mountbatten, But, yeah, I think Rob is... They're just lapping up anything that Rob gives them. So unless Carolyn and Danielle can actually come up with a compelling plan, I don't know. I don't know if they can.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a good show, isn't it? Oh, yeah.
So good. So good. I'm loving it. I still think Rob's going to take it.
Really?
I think Rob's going to take it. I feel like somehow with every show, every time everyone's like, we've got Rob figured out, we have to take him out straight away. And he always finds that one loophole, and that loophole becomes like 10 miles, right? And he just somehow always makes it very, very deep into pretty much every game he plays.
Well, they'd have to blindside him, which is not going to happen because everyone wants to work with him because he's Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
exactly. And unfortunately, sorry, after you, Sam?
I just can't see with the amount of kudos he has going into the amount of money that he has going into a final that people wouldn't be like, this guy's got to be a traitor, right? He has to be. So let's at the end get him out of here, and then he's gone. Yeah.
But it's the getting him out before they're murdered, which I think is potentially too tricky a play for anyone left. Someone like a Tony or a Jeremy might have been able to orchestrate that.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone else has the ability to play Rob at his own game. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll be proven wrong next episode, so don't worry.
Well, again, we watched the show and Rob is murdered somehow.
Yeah.
Somehow they changed the rules.
Murders himself accidentally.
Yeah. He puts himself in the coffin.
You accidentally write down your own name. Oh, shit, that's my name.
My name was supposed to go to the top of it.
Yeah, he goes to write Robin and just forgets off the YN at the end. And then...
No.
Actually, there's a thought I've had. It's like, just lie about what your name is. Just be like, my name is Sam Smith too.
Yeah.
And then once people go to vote you out, it's like, actually, my name is actually Michael or Mucky. It's not Sam. So you've just voted out that guy, not me. So
I love we did have Bob and Robin. So now we've just got Bob and Robin. So it's made it a lot easier to understand this show.
Yes.
I've often thought it'd be kind of unnerving if you're on Survivor or a show like this when someone going into a tribal before the round table go, how do you spell your name?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Yes, exactly.
we man. These are in the. Oh no, it was the UK episode this week. Just 9,000 different versions of the same name. We did it as a group before we got picked. We said like, hey, just to make sure everyone knows, we should go over spellings because people look like idiots of them. And I think this is the reason why our group of faithfuls are called the smartest faithfuls. It's because we took 5 minutes just to learn how to spell everyone's name, and still everyone got Lauren's name wrong. But that was the first one, and we learned from those mistakes.
Yeah. Exactly. And it's not about the destination, it's about the friends you make along the way, right?
It's all about the journey.
Yeah, it's all about the journey.
Oh, jeez.
And the friends you murder along the way. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The friends you stab in the back and who still don't talk to you on Instagram. Yes, those ones.
Yes. Those.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh God.
It's about the celebrities who leave the group chat you have and refuse to join it in the first place. Yes.
Heartbreaking.
Yikes.
I might be unloading a bit here. That's, I suppose. Sorry. Go on.
All right. Well, unfortunately, that does bring us to the end of our podcast. Michelle, once again, thank you so much for coming on.
Glad
this week.
to join you.
And tell everyone, have you got any cool projects coming up? You know, you're like the manager of so many different Facebook groups.
Jeez. No, all the things that I'm trying to watch at the moment. Obviously, there will be a watch party in Sydney for Feb 17th. Finally, now that Channel 10 has released the date, even though I knew it back in December because I worked it out, I had spreadsheets, I had Wiki open, I had calendars open, worked it out, February 17th. And then, so we'll have some sort of watch party. Probably there'll be one in Brisbane and Melbourne as well because they normally do them.
Yeah, awesome. And how about you, V? Have you got any like cool projects or anything coming up?
Well, I'm all about Mucky Hope Productions, Mucky Hope, and this new channel that we're doing. And everyone watching this should like and subscribe, and help support us little battlers.
Exactly.
We need help. Like and subscribe. We need help.
Like and subscribe, everyone. But make sure you like and subscribe to whatever Sam's doing next. Sam, any cool projects you got coming up?
I'm in a production of Spam-A-Lot coming up in April. So if you're in Auckland, come along and see me. I'm playing the Black Knight and Sir Bedivere, which is why I'm growing my mustache out. It's disgusting. But yeah, I get to sing and dance, which I'm very excited about. I'm not. There's more than one Sam Smith who can sing. So yeah, that's going to be very fun. And I've got next month, I've got a brand new book coming out, which is called Miles and Jones, The Blizzard of Blobs. It is a kid's graphic novel. The first one is out already, and this one's coming out in February. Book 3 is coming out in November, and tomorrow I'm going to start writing book 4 because they've asked for a 4th one as well, which is awesome. So please get Miles and Jones.
Is that the kind of book that looks like a cartoon in a book?
Yes,
it is. If you take one moment, I'll just find a copy and show you.
I was going to say we should put a graphic up or something.
Because Amber, my 13-year-old, loves reading these books.
Oh.
Sam, I was just saying my 13-year-old loves reading these kinds of books.
It'll probably be a bit easy for a 13-year-old. It's sort of 5 to 8-year-olds.
Oh.
Yeah.
And my illustrator, Cecil Lador, is one of the greatest artists of all time. He just... He's wonderful.
Fantastic.
Yeah. He drew a cool picture of me at the back. That's me.
Oh.
I love it. Yeah. So that's book 1. Book 2 coming out next month.
Awesome. Make sure you grab a copy of Sam's new book, everyone. But while you're grabbing a copy, we've just made up our Instagram. Mucky Hope Productions _ Whoa! Make sure you follow the cheeky Instagram for short reels and updates on some of the different shows that we're going to be covering on this brand new channel. But as we mentioned as well, smash that subscribe button. See if we've got a smiley face. Like, you can always trust a smiley face. Exactly. Graphics. I went to a film school. I'm all about graphics.
Yeah.
Make sure to smash the subscribe button, hit the like button, and let us know in the comments on what your thoughts were on this episode. But until then, Kakita anoa, everyone, and I'll catch you all next time. Bye.
Peace.
Peace.
Bye.